So what you're saying is that India is not going to sort of step in and play a big brother role. It's just going to be part of the international collective. But to what extent is this being seen as a united front against China, or at least some political platform with which to counter China?
Look, I think there is no united front against China. I think the problem is China ready to accept international rules to facilitate the traditional ways in which the IMF and the Paris Club deal with, financial insolvency, facilitating transition. So there are differences. I mean, I think that is real. How they get bridged in the coming days is going to be a major issue, because many countries, including Zambia and others, are today facing similar problems. And China is yet to announce a policy of that it is more open for flexible approach to dealing with these countries. So this, I think, is a larger question of Chinese policy. But I think India or US, nobody is going to dump in money just to compete with China. So I think there has to be some understanding between the international creditors and the international institutions to support a path for recovery in Sri Lanka.
So clearly the China lens is going to be one consideration in the conversations with the IMF. The question from internal positions is who is going to conduct those conversations. We have this rather extraordinary situation in which Ranil Wickremesinghe, who was the Prime Minister beforehand and is now being elevated to the presidency, he's one of the least popular people as far as the domestic uprising is concerned, and yet he's putting his hat in the ring to be the next president. That, presumably, is not going to solve any of the internal unhappiness, is it?
Yeah, exactly. There's the movement that called for the previous president, Gotabaya Rajapaksa's departure, is also calling for Ranil's departure. Because Ranil is trying to win presidency on the support of the Rajapaksas, so which makes it even worse. Now, the Rajapaksa party still has a substantial strength in the House. Maybe he could win the election. There's the opposition candidate Premadasa, who's also older leader, as well as the interesting case here is the left-wing candidate Anura Dissanayake from the Marxist old groups, which has strong support among people. So they're going to be a critical actor, and I think the old elite, replacing Rajapaksa with the old elite, is going to be problematic. And the left agenda, in contrast, is not ready for serious reform. In fact, it's even more populist. It's even more anti-Western. And so therefore, and they're already opposing engagement with the IMF. So I think Sri Lanka is in a real jam, because the old elite can't solve the problem. And the pressures from the left are going to make it even harder for any government in Colombo to make a transition to get the act together.